Peace and blessings. This is not Queen with Divine Blessings Apparel, and I wanted to share with you my experience and why I have never been a church person or a religious person. So, when I was younger, around the age of 7, I was going to church with my godmom who I lived with. So my biological mother was a Jehovah's Witness, and my godmother who I lived with was Christian. And the church was literally across the street and around the corner. And I remember going to church with her one Sunday, and people were coming in the door. And, we were like looking back. I was looking back at the people who were coming in. And I remember people in the front of me or around me. Well, I can overhear the ladies talking about something that another person had on. And at 7, I remember thinking, why are they worried about what she's wearing if she's coming to church for God, And immediately, I may not have known that the word was hypocrisy, but I got that feeling. And so fast forward, the sermon begins, and as the sermon is happening, I literally hear something telling me, don't come back here anymore. And so, I looked at my mom, realized she didn't hear what I just heard. So I just nixed it off as usual. That's like one of my MOs. Like when I hear it, I just brush it off. And so, again, while I'm there, I hear it again. Like, don't come back here no more. Basically, as I was hearing like the words, the feeling was like, don't come to church anymore. I can't explain it, but as I hear the words, a lot of times I'll get the feeling as well. So just to tell you that I'm very intuitive to spirit ever since I was younger. And it wasn't until I was having a conversation with my brother recently, my youngest brother, that I realized, because I always say at 7, right? Because that's the age that I remember, 7. But then as we're talking, I'm like, well, clearly it had to be before I was 7. Because when these things were happening, I wasn't surprised that they were happening, right? And because I wasn't surprised they were happening, that means it was already happening. So I was used to it. It wasn't nothing new. It wasn't like I was like, oh, what was that? I was like, okay, I heard the information and I was like, okay, I'm not coming back. So everyone around me who I played with, all the kids, especially like when I was around 9 years old, everyone went to the Sunday school at this church. And they would come home and be like, we would all be playing and they would be like, we had so much fun at Sunday school. We did this and we did that. And they would like bragging basically about how much fun they had. And me, I'm like, okay, oh, you did? Oh, that was nice. And still, I knew not to go. Because when you think about children, like when you play with people, you want to be with them, right? And when they say something is fun, you think it's fun and you want to go. Even if I didn't like something, you would figure that they were going and they were having fun going. Why wouldn't I want to go? But I did not want to go. Not even a wanting. It was just like, oh, okay. Like it wasn't even like a thought in my head like, well, maybe you should just try to go. No, when they would come and be happy about what they did in Sunday school and then they would go like to church with another girlfriend and they would get White Castles, because back when we were growing up, going to a fast food restaurants was actually a treat. Right now it's dinner, but back then people actually cooked at home and you went to fast food restaurants for a treat. So they used to go to one of our girlfriends' church with her aunt. She lived with her aunt. And they would get like White Castles when they came back. So they would be bragging that they had the White Castles. We got White Castles. And I used to be like, oh, you did? Oh, dang, I wish I would have had some White Castles. Still wasn't like trying to go to church with them though. So I always had the connection, you know what I'm saying? And the connection, basically, the spirits in the universe told me and God told me that I don't need a third party to stay connected to have this conversation. Because while I was 7, when I would see things happen before they happened, I literally said, God must really love me because he keeps showing me things before they happen. That was my rationale, right? I'm like, You must really love me. I keep seeing this stuff before it's happening, and I'm welcoming it. I'm like, hey, you know, it wasn't until I got older that I started resenting, and I'll share that with you one day. But I've always had a spiritual connection to the source. I never lost it. And what I always wondered was, do we choose to keep the connection? Because I believe that we have a conversation with God before we get here. We choose who our moms is going to be. I think we have the death date is already written, right? We just don't remember this, whatever, this time before coming into the physical. So I wonder, do we say, okay, well, I'm going to stay connected, or are we chosen to stay connected? Because we all have the ability to stay connected, right? Because we all came from the same source. We're all coming through the Milky Way. We're all soaring through the solar system during the age of whatever month we were born in. So that would be our zodiac sign, right? I was born through the age of Taurus because that's when I came through the solar. So do we say, I'm going to stay connected? Or does God say, no, I'm going to make sure you're connected? Like, that's in my head. I'm like, I wonder, how does that work? Like, how do some of us stay connected and some of us just lose it totally? And then you get so lost in what's happening around you that you forget how fantastic you are. Like, you are created with the same elements of the stars, the sun and the moon. But yet, you get so wrapped up in this physical being, this physical element, this materialistic world, that you forget how fascinating you are, how fascinating it is for you to have any of this experiences, even going through the womb, like all of that, the whole gestation period, the whole 9 months. When you read a book and you see the different stages, you like, that's incredible. Like, it's incredible that an umbilical cord is feeding you while you're in the stomach. It's incredible that you're actually growing limbs, like you're an egg that was like this small, and then you started developing and growing limbs on the inside of a belly. Like, all of that is just incredible, and we forget that because we get so wrapped up in what's going on outside this world, right? So my experience is, so I'm going to be emphatic about my experience, because everyone has their own experience and everyone has their own journey. So I'm not telling you not to go to church or not to go to the Kingdom Hall, because I forgot to mention that with my birth mom, I would be at the Kingdom Hall. I didn't get a voice telling me not to go. I just had a feeling that it didn't resonate with me. You know what I'm saying? So those were two different experiences. One literally was like, don't come back here anymore. The other one was more like, this is not really for you. You know, I was forced to go though when I had to go with my mom's, and then when you fall asleep, she pop you and wake you up. But for my own personal experience, I knew that I already had the connection with God, and I didn't need a building to take me there. I didn't need another person to take me there. Like some people go to priests and preachers and their ministers. I just never had that need, because I've always been connected. I never lost the connection. So it's almost like I was picking up the phone like, what's up? What's up, God? What's going on? And then he was like, girl. It's like, no. But, I just never lost the connection. So I wanted to share that experience with you, because a lot of people, y'all get so caught up in religion, and then you think that your religion is the religion. No, your religion is the religion for you. So please stop trying to push your beliefs and your insight on other people, because we all have a different journey. There's many ways to get to a destination, right? If I'm in Irvington and I need to get to West Orange, I could take the Parkway, or I can take back streets. Whichever way I'm taking is still the right way. I'm still going to get to where I need to get to. So people who need to get to their enlightenment or their growth, maybe they need the church, or maybe they need the mosque or the temple or whatever. And then there's some of us who don't need any of that, right? We have a direct, I'm going straight line. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, right? You learn that in elementary school. So I'd rather go the short way. direct. And because I've always had the connection, I never lost it. There was no need for me to go through a third party. But again, everyone has their own journey, and this is mine, and I'm just sharing it with you. And I thank you for watching. So if you want to hear more of my spiritual journey, and also to how maybe I can motivate you or inspire you to get to your higher self and to get reconnected if you've lost your way, or we could just share experiences of us staying connected, right? I welcome you. So again, I thank you for watching the video. I wish you much peace and blessings, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Peace.